Greetings, Skill Incarnate bringing you all the latest indie gaming goodness. Welcome back as we look at another indie game. This time I check out a new survival game called Autonauts. This is a new series developed by small developer Denki and published by Curve Games, who also published the excellent time attack platformer 10 Second Ninja that I've also reviewed. Autonauts is a mix of survival crafting and colony builder, taking inspiration from classics like Minecraft, Terraria and SimCity. It tasks the player with colonising a planet, starting with simple tools and basic structures, and eventually progressing to a massive colony using cutting-edge technology, including robots and automation. I wanted to review this game because the survival and 4X genres are largely dominated by more mature titles like Project Zomboid and Civilization. There's few titles catering to younger audiences, and fewer still that streamline the experience for young players. Autonauts seeks to target this demographic with simple graphics, cute characters and bright colours, plus a gentle learning curve that gradually eases players into the game. I would argue they were successful, because Mr. Bobbles, resident genius and survival game enthusiast, was immediately addicted to Autonauts' challenging but accessible experience, with most of the footage coming from his experience in the campaign. Autonauts' campaign places a player in the role of a colonist, as you touch down on an uninhabited world that is procedurally generated. You start with nothing but your AI companion, who will guide you through the basics with a detailed tutorial, teaching you how to build tools and structures. From there, your goal is to gather the materials needed for survival and build your own colony. Autonauts has a streamlined approach to crafting, where the player places down a blueprint with a list of required ingredients. You then gather these items, place them on the blueprint, and then the player will automatically stomp the desired tool or structure into existence. Materials can be processed using tools in a similar way, by hitting the item with the appropriate tool, such as using an axe on a log. You can process it into planks. Once you've built the basics, you can get to work on populating your colony. This is made easy by the wonders of genetic engineering and incubation machines that will produce new colonists from basic ingredients. Providing for the colonists' needs such as housing and food will generate WUV, a vital resource required to perform research to unlock new technology and improve your colony. As your colony grows, so too will the needs of your colonists, requiring higher quality food and larger buildings to keep them happy. So you'll need to constantly upscale your operation to keep up with their needs. You'll soon realise you can't keep up with the colony needs without help. This is where automation comes into play. Robots are cheap and easy to build, and you can deploy dozens of them to automate virtually any task, from cutting down trees to constructing buildings. These aren't programmed via traditional means. Instead, they use a recording mode, where the player performs a set of actions which the robot will repeat. You can tweak this behaviour via a simple visual script, allowing you to customise each robot's actions. While I was initially disappointed by this simple approach, rather than allowing players to simply write a script in their language of choice, I realised that this would not suit the game's target audience. Mr. Bobbles loved this feature, quickly learning how to program the robots, deploying an army of them to build, farm and gather. Furthermore, the simple crafting system and movable buildings made it very easy to automate mass crafting and building, freeing up the player to worry more about the larger needs of the colony. The only downside of the game's automation is that each robot needs to be individually programmed, which can become extremely time consuming as your fleet grows. There is an upgrade system later in the game allowing you to copy instructions between bots. Plus, the ability to upgrade them via replacing parts. However, these aren't unlocked until very late into the game. Autonauts is a fantastic way to introduce survival and colony building games to a younger audience. This game has many similarities to the legendary Factorio, with heavy emphasis on building, research and automation. But it takes a more relaxed approach. The player is guided through the early part of the game, and there are no enemies and hazards other than the demands of your colony. This means you can build at your own pace, learning the crafting and building systems and gradually working towards automation. It's a relaxing game that manages to do something other games can't. It takes a very complex genre and breaks it down in a way that younger audiences can enjoy. For that reason alone, I highly recommend Autonauts, but I'll let Mr. Bubbles give his final thoughts.
I like Autonauts because it's fun, colourful and attractive, and it's simple to understand, and it's easy to grasp and get the idea of the basics very quick and easily.